Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Hogan and welcome back to another Draft a Day video. We are drafting 666 again today as we open up our first pack here. This pack's actually kind of an interesting one. The rare here is Waltz of the Damned, gain control of all troops and then sacrifice all troops you control. So this gets around like death card triggers and annoying things like that. I don't think this card's like a go over the top card in limited. It's like something people aren't going to play around, but being 7 is kind of prohibitive. Wicked Web Swan's an okay. Scrounge Enabler, Ravenous Sporemaw, I'm not really a fan of. Iotachi Cavalry and Flame Guard are both very reasonable Ruby uncommons. I don't really want to move into Ruby on my first pick in 666 drafting, though. I think this is actually just going to be a pack 1, pick 1 Cloudbounder. I think it's probably the most powerful card in the pack, objectively. It's just very, very good. It's just 3/3s with Flight on turn 3 are busted. If we look in this second pack here, there aren't a ton of great cards in this pack either. I guess there's a Sacred Stance if we wanted to try and move into the Diamond Wild Conscript deck, but there's always kind of a liability with trying to move into a deck like this, is that you can just like not get past the cards that you need for that deck to be possible. It's also true that we're drafting 666, so if we're going to get a sweet Conscript deck, it's definitely going to be possible in this format more so than others. I think objectively the best card in this pack is probably the Fire Soul Gemsworn. When this comes into play, it summons a second 3/1 that's socketed, and in Ruby we could put Valors or Swift Strike gems into here. I think we're going to try and be a little bit interesting and maybe, I don't know. It's like we could go for, I feel like we could go for consistency or we could try and force the Sacred Stance. Forcing the Sacred Stance sounds like we get a really powerful deck if we get the right cards, but my brain keeps going back to the Rift Spasm draft we had earlier this week where we just like didn't get any Rock Sliders or Arena Regulars and then just like felt miserable. But with 666, this could end up working out really well for us. I'm going to take the Sacred Stance. Let's see what happens here. After we take the Sacred Stance, we immediately get past 3 really good Conscript cards in this pack. This says, when a Valor troop you control attacks, Conscript and Ardent Troop. Conscript and Ardent Troop with cost 1, the created card gets +2/+2. And then we also have Eager Lackey, which is a 1/1 for 1 that conscripts an Underworld troop with cost 4. I think I'm actually just going to grab the Eager Lackey here. This card's probably the most powerful, but it's kind of hard to enable. It drags your deck in a lot of different directions. You need to be able to support Valors in addition to supporting Conscripts, so it's going to kind of like draw us in 2 different directions when we're already trying to pick for very specific things. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Eager Lackey here, and then hopefully the Battle Preparations or the Song Smite comes back around. I think this is objectively the best card for the archetype I want to play based on the Sacred Stance open. So we look here in this pack, there's nothing particularly good in this pack for the archetype that we're playing. Feral Root Tactics is a card that you play on occasion, but I'm like not picking that 4th pick. Shackling Strands is the most powerful card in this pack, so I think I'm going to pick that up just in case this Conscript plan doesn't work out. Like, that's the other upside to picking the Eager Lackey, is if the Sacred Stones doesn't work out, maybe we just move into like Sapphire Wild here. We've drafted one of those before and it's A-okay. So again, even though we're picking up cards for a particular archetype, you want to stay flexible so that way if you don't end up getting past that archetype, you can still have a reasonable deck. Same thing with this pack, nothing particularly impressive in terms of the Conscript archetype or Diamond or Wild. I think I'm going to grab this Windborn Ascension and maybe we'll just like pass on the Sacred Stones and move into Sapphire plus Wild or Sapphire plus whatever we can get our hands on. As we get past this pack here, nothing too terribly exciting in either of our shards here. If we wanted Razor Edge Duelist, we could pick that up and continue trying to get the Diamond Wild going, but honestly at this point we've got 3 pretty good Sapphire cards, so I think I'm going to stick in that. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Rose Kitten here, because if we get a lot of Rose Kittens, this card is real good. Just crush 2/2 for 2, and it gets +2 power for each of the Rose Kitten you control, so it just becomes kind of an evasive threat that they can often I'll have to just beat through your opponent if you pick up a lot of them. And we're drafting 666, so we have a pretty good chance to get a bunch of kitty cats. As far as this pack goes, nothing super exciting here. We, Sparkle Cap, I'm not really a fan of, unless you have a Valor Gem or a Flight Gem to put in it, so you're in Ruby or Diamond. Amphibious Arachnids, not particularly well statted. I guess I could sag this Apprentice Earth Caller, and hoping we get some Valor things going on and that other Valor rare wheels to us. That doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Silencing Snake's a card you're going to get late, and I definitely don't want to start too many of those. Sapphire's Favor is not very good outside of the Rift Spasm deck, so yeah, I guess I'm going to grab this Earth Caller and see how things feel from there. Yeah, we might need to pivot. We're really not getting cards in the shards that we're looking for. Although again, a lot of these cards, these packs just aren't very good. Tale of the Undeath is like okay, Dread Transport's okay. I guess we could grab Dread Transport here and like hope to pivot into Dreadlings. That doesn't seem awful. There's a real good Sapphire Wild Dreadlings archetype in this format that I have yet to draft. This pack, we've got another Apprentice Earthcaller here, and then not a whole lot else going on. There's a Flame Guard here as well still. So our original pack that we opened is going to be coming around here in a second. I think I'm going to take this Flame Guard in the hopes that there's another Flame Guard in this next pack, and we just get 2 of them here. Because if this one's still here, the one in my original pack might wheel as well. Kind of all over the place here. Hopefully we gain some focus here in our second pack. Flame Guard did not come back around in this pack. Neither of these cards are very good in this archetype. I guess if we're going to move into Dreadlings, the Mechanized Gem Scout is okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick up the Gem Scout because if you put Dreadling Gems in him and we get like some potent puffballs and stuff like that, the rest of this could end up being kind of okay. Like all these other cards are just like reasonable Sapphire wild cards except for Earthcaller Apprentice, so if we end up moving into Dreadlings with these two, that could be a reasonable decision. There's the Battle Preparations. It's another conscript card that we saw in that one pack, and it's plenty powerful. I think it's powerful to play even in just a generic wild deck. Feral Root Tactics is a card that I'm okay to pick up now when there's only 6 cards left in the pack, so I'm going to grab that. I'm going to hide this Earthcaller for now because it looks like we're maybe more Dreadling based. We're kind of all over the place, to be honest. I have this Rose Kitten as well. We've got like 8 playable cards in 2 different shards out of this pack though, so like that's not the complete worst. We were playing a Theraz deck at this point so far. We've got 2 Dreadling Producers. Got a Puffball or 2 in our next 2 packs. I'm going to grab the Arena regular here, I think. It's the best card in the pack. I almost never want to play 2 copies of Feral Root Tactics, especially outside of a Valor deck. Yeah, I'm just going to pick up another... I'm going to pick up the Friar Tusk. It's the most playable card. I'll pick up the Tactics. Maybe there's a matchup where we want to bring in a second one. I'm going to go ahead and grab Vile Strain Convoy here. Hey, all these cards are pretty terrible, so, yeah, just, again, to chafe at the end of the pack, let's cut our way through it. Revision, however, people need to respect this card. If you're in Diamond, draft more Revisions, people. Card's great. Bomb? Totemic Elder. That's a bomb we drafted the other day. So I've got 1, 2, 3 conscript cards at this point. I wonder if that's enough to prioritize picking a Draka Outcast here. The 2 playable cards on Shard in this pack for us are Crossing Swords and Draka Outcast. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Draka Outcast here. It's another card that helps support early Cloudbounders for us, so our deck's kind of all over the place. We've got, like, conscript cards, we've got Dreadling cards, so hopefully we gain some focus in this pack. Alright, we got ourselves a Potent Puffball here. If we wanna do some Dreadling stuff. It physically hurts whenever I have to pass an Underworld Officer, but that's definitely not a card we're playing in our deck. So this is kind of like the impasse, right? Am I taking the Battle Prep or am I taking the Potent Puffball? I think I'd rather take the Battle Preparation and hope to get some more Draka Outcasts, honestly. I'm really not a huge fan of the Dreadling archetypes in this format. I feel like you have to have a lot go right during your draft for the Dreadling archetype to work, and like the conscript cards are mostly playable cards without a bunch of stuff going right. I'm going to hide these 2 Dreadling cards for now. We're down to 8 playables now. I guess theoretically this Rose Kitten and this Feral Root Tactics are playable. Maybe there's a world where, like, we splash this Sacred Stance into our deck. We get, like, a Roid Bot late. Hopefully we get a couple more Draka Outcasts here. We've got 4 conscript cards, so this pack's really good for us. We can take any of these 3 cards reasonably here. We've got a Monk. It's a 3/3 for 3. That Diligence gets 2/2 Spell Shield until your next turn. Webborn Apostate takes a charge away from your opponent. Vigilant Duskwing, just a very good bomb in the air. I think I'm going to take the Monk just because, like, it helps our aggressive curve. Like, just have as many 3/3s for 3 as possible along with Cloudbounder here. So I'm going to grab the Monk and then hopefully the Vigilant Duskwing or the Apostate come back around. This is also the best wild card in the pack, so it sends the message to the person we're passing to this time that, you know, maybe you shouldn't be in wild. Unless, of course, in the Dreadlings decks, in which case go nuts. In this pack, man, this pack's stacked with diamond cards. There's another Rift Spasm in here. So if we would have moved into Rift Spasms in this draft, who's ever drafted the Rift Spasm deck in this draft is very, very pleased with themselves right now. No joke. I think the most powerful card of this pack is just the Guardian Growlk. It's just like a bomb at the top end that can like act as pseudo removal. So I think I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Rift Spasm's great. The average Rift Spasm deck this format is great. Mosh Pit Gladiator, Dread Apprentice are picks if you're in Blood. Stormbrider, 10 out of 10 to pick if you're in Diamond in this pack. Man, Diamond is looking pretty open. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this Chastise here, and then we're probably let's maybe try it. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up this Chastise and then try a Shard deck, I think. Wow, this pack's good too. We have a Mystic Naturalist and a Shackling Strands here. So I'm 10 out of 10 picking up the Mystic Naturalist. Never passed this card in my life, but I really wouldn't mind if we got that Shackling Strands back around, but that's probably close to 0% chance of happening. How greedy is a Tri-Shard deck? Especially we've got double Wild here, double Sapphire. Got a Mooncall Ceremony here. Yeah, I'm just gonna move all in on Tri-Shard. Good, there are a lot of good diamond cards being passed. Let's just do this. Maybe we won't play this monk because it's double wild here. Just like, and that's the best way. See, a lot of people when they build decks, this applies to constructed too. They're often building decks and then constructing their mana base to fit the deck. And a lot of the times, especially with Tri-Shard decks, you want to construct the deck to fit the resource base that you're working with. This pack's got a lot of reasonable cards in it. Turbulence is playable. Blindside is playable. I think I'm going to pick up the Blindside, though. I think it's objectively the most powerful card here. Manti's kind of mediocre outside of the Dreadling deck. Bloodbearer is mediocre outside of the Blood Dreadling deck. So I'm going to grab the Blindside here. Roidbot, gain a threshold of your choice. I think now that we've committed to Tri-Shard, I want to prioritize picking up a Roidbot or two. It also helps enable Cloudbounder, so hopefully we can get another Cloudbounder or two. Maybe I'll be kind of greedy and play this card too, but I don't know. We'll see with how many playables we end up with. For now, I'm going to hide the Monk, because I think we have enough playables, and we'll try and like only have our only double threshold cards be Sapphire, so that way we could play like 8 Sapphire and then 4 and 4 on the other two. This pack, so there's a Sparkle Cap here, which now that we're in Wild, it isn't completely unreasonable, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Vanquish here, just because we do need more quality removal. We've got Shackling Strands, Chastise, and now Vanquish at this point. God, these wrist spasms are still here. 10 out of 10 grabbing the Vigilant Duskwing, though. It's a good bomb for the top end, and double Sapphire is going to be our only double threshold cards here. You want to come sit by your dad, Jake, while he finishes his draft? Your brother being a brat? Come here. Ugh. Man, the Rift Spasms are still here. They are all over the place. Grabbing this Awaken Herald as fixing for Sapphire might not be completely unreasonable, and I don't think I'm playing an Outflank or a Wakuna Lookout, so yeah, I'm going to grab the Awaken Herald and put it in the reserves for now. When I'm thinking about the resource base, maybe we'll pull that back out. I'm going to grab the Enlarge for now. I definitely will board this card in at some point. And oh, hey, look, I forgot. There's a revision in our reserves here that we can now play in the main deck, like I said, because I always main deck that card when we're in Diamond. Because this card is great in this format. Hi. Yes. Your dad sees you. Yeah. Yeah, you see the cards too? Who's a good toddler? Get some Jake Cam going on for the rest of this draft. He's way cuter than I am. Hey, look at other Awakened Heralds. Alright, we're at like 18 cards. Got another pack to go. Got 3 different shards to pull bombs from. Alright, speaking of bombs, I'd like a couple more Conscript payoff cards. Like, we're getting good Conscript cards, but we don't have too many good payoffs for them. Call of the Deepwood is a great card here. Conscript, an Ardent or Underworld Troop with cost 5 and put it into play. It's uncommon, so I think I'm going to pick it up. Would love it if this Lackey came back around or this Phoenix Guard Lancer came back around. But I think Call of the Deepwood is the pick here. That's probably weaker than this. This card's really good. I don't think I've ever passed this card in a draft before. And this pack's so good to us. How many Conscript cards do we have? I've only got one Conscript. I've got 2 Conscript payoff cards, the Sacred Stones, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, that's a tough pick. I would love feedback on what your take would be here in our kind of wacky deck. I feel like I should just take the Phoenix Guard Lancer because it's the most objectively powerful card, but this card's just random and can win games. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Call of the Deepwood. Let's focus on fun. We have Crossing Swords here. We also have Mooncall Ceremony. Mooncall Ceremony is just like a very reasonable card, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. It works along with our Conscript theme as well. I would love it if we could get another Draka Outcast or one of the other Drakas, or another Sacred Stones in this pack. So we can just like have more payoffs for all the conscripting that we're going to be doing in this deck. This deck might even want 19 resources just so we can play extra thresholds so we can play our cards consistently. Yep, and here's one of those payoff cards we were talking about. Whenever you conscript a troop, it gains all the socketed powers of this. So 10 out of 10 grabbing that one. We can put a flight gem in here, and then all of our conscripted cards gain flight, which is very powerful. So happy that we moved in on more conscript stuff once we got a Deepwood Draka here. This is probably like a 2 or a 10 deck. We're probably going to like 3-0 or let's like not win a match. Here's hoping that pack 3, that first pack we opened this time around, that the Eager Lackey or the Phoenix Guard Lancer comes back through. So Crossing Swords is pretty quality removal in a lot of these decks, but I think I actually want to pick up the Wakuna coins, because if we can get really fortunate and get like 3 on-shard coins in this pack, we'll probably just play 19 or even 20 shards just so we can like have all of our thresholds be nice, because the coins will help us not flood out nearly as much with that many. What champion are we playing with this? I really don't like many of the Sapphire champions, and the good Wild and good Diamond champions are double thresholds for both of them, so... And look, there's another coins. God, this is a tough pack. It's like coin to help fix our resources so we can play more resources without feeling bad, or like Chastise, which is one of the best removal spells in the format. I only have 3 removal spells so far, one of which is Vanquish, so I think I'm going to grab this Chastise, just because we're 10 out of 10 playing the second Chastise in our deck.
No!
Shh. Don't yell on the mic. You let them know? It was not the Chastise, huh? You're upset Dad didn't take the coin? Say, Dad, always take the coin. Make the money. Alright, I think the second Revision is the pick out of this pack. I'm not interested in Wakuna Lookout, a second Vanquish, or a second Feral Root Tactics, I don't think. And I'll 10 out of 10 board this Revision in at some point in this draft. We're at 22 playables right now, which might already be one too many if we play 19 resources, so... Nothing particularly exciting in this pack. Even if Loyal Reprisal was good, we're not playing a double diamond card in our deck. You just grab this outflank here. Doesn't seem particularly exciting. Or I could cut someone on a card that's going to be important to their archetype. Yeah, I'm just going to grab the Lasgar's Bloodletter. If someone's drafting the Sacrifice deck, they're going to hope that comes back around. It's very good. Yeah, nothing too exciting in here. I think I'm going to grab a second Vanquish because I might board that in at some point. Look at that. The Phoenix Guard Lancer came back around. Gamble and win sometimes. What's the matter? This pack's almost done, bud. Do you need to get down? Yep, you just weren't happy sitting anymore? Man, Crossing Swords came back around too. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. We're gonna have to figure out some cuts here. The Feral Root Tactics isn't a card I'm particularly excited to play most of the time. Razor Edge Duelist is probably an okay card to board. If we need more early defense or aggression, we could bring that in. So we've got 17 playables right now. What are we cutting? It's probably greedy to try and cut the Roid bot. Hey, look, the coins came back around too. This rounded out really well. Like, both the cards that we were like in the tank over, should we grab these or should we grab something else? They came back around to us. So. Oh, Jake got to say hi to the draft, so Declan needs to say hi to the draft too. Say hi, Internet. My name is Declan. Hi. You're a precious little child. You know that? You know you're precious. None of these cards are particularly great. If we would have gotten some more Draka Outcast, we might play this Dream Guide. But Double Diamond's kind of a turn to our Tri-Shard deck as well. Alright, and then we're actually going to have some stuff to talk about here at the end. Alright, finish out with a little Declan Cam here. Yeah, all the videos need more Declan Cam. So, we've got 25 cards here. We need one more spell cut in the main deck here, and then we got to figure out our resources and our champion. Yes. What do you think we should cut? What do you think? Any opinions? No opinions? Alright. So, I feel like we're supposed to keep all of our top end here. It's all pretty powerful. I could see the Guardian Grelk going just because it's our only true 6-drop here. Like, this has a 6 here, but it has Mobilize, so really this is like a 4-drop when we need it to be a 4-drop. Do not unplug my computer! Alright, Guardian Grelk is kind of a bomb, but like we've got a few different bombs here at the top end. So yeah, I think I'm actually just going to shave... I'm going to shave the Grelk for now. That could be incorrect. I could see it making an argument for keeping that. As far as the resources go here, I think we're going to play... We're kind of light on Sapphire in the early game, so I'm going to try 6 Sapphire, which gives us 7 with this coin. And then 5 Wild, 5 Diamond, I think, here, which gives us 6 Diamond altogether with this Wakuna coins. And then we have this Roid bot to help fix things a little bit past all of that. As far as champions go, what are we doing with our lives? Put target troop with cost 2 or less from your crypt into your hand. Bishop Elijah might not be awful in this deck. We've got a Draka Outcast to get back. Battle Preparations and Mooncall Ceremonies are both creating powerful cards that cost like 2 or less. The only thing I'm a little bit hesitant with about Bishop Elijah is that his starting health total is a little bit low. It's only 21. Yeah, honestly, I think he might be the pick. I could see playing Ada and like just hoping not to activate our champion power till late, but that seems a little bit loose. Deepwood Draka needs a socket in him, so we're gonna put Flight on this bad boy. So then all of our socketed cards or conscripted cards will gain Flight when they come into play while he's out. So yeah, I think this is the build I'm gonna go with here. The deck's definitely got a lot of powerful cards. The only question will be, is the consistency that we're able to get from the resource base worthwhile? So remember, at the end of every week, you could vote to let me know how you think this deck is going to end up going. The post will be up on my blog, and if you are the most accurate on all of the drafts for a given week, you can win a free draft set, 3 packs, and 100 platinum, so you can do a draft yourself here. Thanks for watching the Draft Today videos. Remember, if you like the video, to like it on YouTube and share it on your social media. If you want to support my content past that, you could also do so by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. You can also support my content by supporting our sponsors, hexprimal.com. Would love to sell you Hex TCG singles. If you do so with code Jeff5, you'll get 5% off of your order there, as well as support my content here. I'll be back tomorrow with another Draft Today. Thanks for hanging out, folks.